Yes, one more
We're going to give her
try.
one more shot. If not, we're going to check out. I don't know why we're so high now. There, that's better. We're not using the microphone, which I don't understand because I've gone on live with this microphone, and every time we go on live on Friday night, it seems to go kooky. So I'm not really sure what's happening. You're going to have to go into another one now because this is different.
Okay.
So we're going to, see if another one will come up in a second. There you go. That's us. Okay. See, it's a little pixelated still. See?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on here because on our camera it's very, very clear, but it's very pixelated. And the first time this happened was at like I said, at my mother's house today. We were having so much problems. See, I get it here and it hasn't come up there yet.
Nope, it hasn't.
Isn't that strange?
Mm-hmm.
It'll come up in a second. But hi, folks. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's kind of crazy. On Friday nights, we like coming on live and just talking to you and just hanging out.
In high school, I was dedicated to my rock and roll wall. John, the photo that was next to your band collage is what I was talking about.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that... in my room? Are you talking about in that room? Because I don't live there anymore, so I don't really know what's in the room. I haven't been there in 3-4 months.
James, I agree. Second time's the charm. So let's hope it works for us here tonight. Hi, Christopher. He says he can see us fine. Greetings from Montreal, Quebec.
Yay, I was born there.
Hello, Gennaro. Hello, everyone from Dwayne.
Hi.
Pookie says yes. That's what he was talking about.
I don't know what the picture is. I'd have to look at the video because I wasn't really paying attention to
Dwayne says sounds better now. Hello, everyone in the chat.
Hello.
Better.
Whenever it's strange, whenever someone passes away and I miss one, you guys are great at letting me know, and I want you to let me know. So I'm not saying this in a negative way. So I appreciate that. And last week was, I think, one of our highest streams we've ever done. And I started mentioning, last week I started going, I can understand the right wing and the left wing, and someone says right wing. I was going, no, I'm just, because you get sidetracked. I don't pick sides on this channel. We're not going to do that. And, we live in a divisive world now. It's just the way it goes. I tend not to ask anybody about the political scene when we do interviews, and I don't get involved in that. I really, you pick a side, do what you need to do, really, and that's what we do. And if anyone gets crazy on here, we just basically block you on the spot. I'm not going to block you guys. Don't worry. It's not about that. But there's always, you guys know the people that need to get blocked now and then. You've probably had to do it on Facebook.
We get the trolls on there now and again. That's just doing some advertising.
Yeah, they're doing some advertising for those questionable channels.
Dwayne says, hey, I loved your Randy Bachman interview.
Yeah, Randy Bachman was good. A lot of people are talking back and forth about the pizza delivery driver story. Some people say it didn't happen that way. Also, the American Woman story, Burton Cummings has different views on what happened. I'm going to get Burton, hopefully, because I'm doing this series on Canadian music, and you kind of need Burton Cummings. So, yeah. Hi.
Hey. So yes, I think everybody can hear us. I think we're good to go.
Yes. I almost said I don't, because I've been driving for over 3 hours today. There's a part of me that went, I don't want to do it. And then it went, oh no, we promised you this, and it's good. Now that I'm on it, I'm glad we are doing the thing. It comes up on here before it comes up on here.
Dwayne says, I appreciate your good musical insights.
Thank you.
And Pookie says, I would have wanted you to ask Randy about how the BTO 1988 prison concert came about.
A prison? Did you say prison or prism?
Prison.
Oh, I don't know. He has a new album coming out, I think in March or April. And he wants to talk again. And I'm sure, I know Tal Bachman, Randy's son's partner, she's the go-to person. So, I'll go through her. And I'm also going to ask her, who's the gatekeeper for Burton, because he never gets back to me when I contact him. But he probably gets a lot of emails, so.
Gennaro is asking, what is your opinion on George Benson?
I like George. I interviewed George when I was co-chair of the Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards. I was involved in smooth jazz for a little while. Basically, I was involved in new age music, which I freaking love. the format, NAC format, New Adult Contemporary, changed to smooth jazz, which much to my chagrin, because I do like jazz, and a lot of smooth jazz is very good. A lot of it's really bad as well. And so when I was co-chair of the Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards, we gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award, later called the George Benson Lifetime Achievement Award. He was the first one. So I had a chance to hang out with him a little bit. I had a chance to interview him, and it was fun. It was a really great, gracious interview. I have it someplace. I got to find it.
Any news on Lucy Thomas?
I don't know who that is. I don't know. Who is that?
Maria says, hi, everyone.
Hi, Maria. Hi.
Hope your arm is feeling better. Sounds like you've had a bit of a struggle there, but hopefully you're on the mend. James says, heard Burton Cummings play some standards in a Holiday Inn bar after a concert. Flavors tour.
Wow. Yeah, I remember Flavors. We just talked to Dominic Triano, the late great guitar great. I said great a lot there. His brother Frank has co-written a book about Dominic's life, and we just interviewed them. We should put that up on the Canadian channel in the coming week. We're catching up. We've got a few smaller interviews. I call those the interviews you do because you love people. You're not going to get a lot of hits for them, but you do them much like a record label used to have a prestige artist. Before Bonnie Raitt started selling records, on some level, John Hyatt was like that. They were great artists to have on your label, but it didn't mean they sold tons. Carla Bonoff was like that for some people, and Laura Nero was like that. Have you
ever talked to Anita Baker?
No, I almost had a chance to when I was in Smooth Jazz. And I like the story that she left the business to take care of her parents. I mean, that's an admirable thing. I hear she doesn't suffer fools. I hear she runs a tight ship. So there you go.
Dwayne says, I saw Burton Cummings 4 times live and met him. I saw Randy Bachman 8 times live and met him.
Wow. I only saw Burton once. What's the album after Dream of a Child, the one where he cut his hair? I saw that concert at the Jubilee, I think, in Edmonton, I think it was.
Dwayne says, will you interview Gino Vanelli?
We met Gino.
And we did. At a concert.
He called you a pretty girl.
At a concert, yeah,
really nice.
In Alberta, in Calgary.
And, yeah, he was very gracious, very nice. We have an interview with Gino from Steve Burgess. He gave me all his interviews. The problem with those interviews, I will have to have a lot of time to basically burn them in an oven so that they don't they sound like old tape, right? So I don't know. I should interview Gino again, and I should interview Bruce Coburn as well. That's another great Canadian.
Bob says, I'm going to see Samantha Fish next month. Do you know who she is?
No.
Gennaro says, Lucy Thomas turns 18 years old on Feb 21st. She covered a song by Aerosmith called I Do Not Want to Miss a Thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good. Thank you for telling me that. There's a lot of great new artists. I'm really bad when it comes to connecting a name sometimes. I don't know. You like that? Sometimes if it's newer artists, if it's not something you grew up with, there's a part of you that doesn't connect as quickly, you know? Unless it's George Michael and Pet Shop Boys.
No, but I think a lot of times is that you're in that era, you were really in tune to that. Not that you still aren't as you get, but I find that I don't. Some of the artists now I don't follow up on nearly as much.
Yeah. Well, you do with new. You like Shan. I don't like new country. She likes new country, and we both believe you're right. Everyone's always right. I don't like it at all.
I didn't always like new country, but I find that
you can't help it.
I don't. Yeah.
If you like it, you like it. That's the thing. You know, people. My first thought was what, and I went, no, I don't do that to people. I'm not doing that to people. If she likes it and gives her joy, all the power to her, and she doesn't listen to it when I'm in the car. So we're all happy. We have that rule. Remember, we had that rule when we first went out. If something comes on,
that was like your rule. You made the rule.
No, but that was a good rule.
Yeah,
if something comes on that one of us doesn't like, we switch the channel.
I'm pretty good though. I'm pretty easygoing. I'll pretty much listen to almost anything.
Oh, by the way, Marillion, their album is not out. I mistakenly said the album was out. The single's out. So for the Steve Rothery interview, I'm going to have to clip that or fix that.
M. Howell 99 says, any chance of a Herbie Hancock interview? Amazing career in jazz and pop. Happy Friday to you both.
Happy Friday. I have an interview with Herbie Hancock that someone gave me. Who was that? Coworker gave me years ago because I was slowly getting into jazz. And he says, hey, you may need this. It's on cassette, but I'm sure the quality's fine.
And James says, good evening, guys. Greetings from Florida. Once again, please interview Eddie Jobson. Thank you in advance.
Right. Yeah. We were talking about UK and the solo stuff and the Jethro Tull album. He's a great violinist. He's crazy, multi-instrumentalist. Great musician.
Pookie, wasn't Troiano the guitarist for James Gang between Walsh and Boleyn?
Yeah. He was, and he stayed for a few years. And from what I read in the book, he enjoyed himself. But I mean, replacing Joe Walsh is a tall task, right? But yeah, he enjoyed it for a while. But yeah, he is the guy.
Maria says, ouch, the arm is still broken and it hurts. Oh,
Wow.
That's been a few long weeks for you.
Yeah. I broke my arm and they took an x-ray and they said, no, it's not broken. I went, it sure feels broken. But I didn't know I'd never broken a bone before.
And it was broken. Of course, I broke my foot this past year in 2 spots. So that was quite a journey, to say the least.
We learned how much work Shannon does around the house by doing everything that she does. She was a great quarterback. Almost a little too good.
What? Maybe just a little bit. Dilt's Brothers Band. Hi again, John and Shannon. John, have you ever tried to score a Bill Bartlett Ram Jam interview?
Oh, yeah, Ram Jam. Mm-hmm. Black Betty. Never tried. But I take note from all the things that you guys give me, and especially the 70s people, and well, especially the 60s people. We're losing them, so I got to get on things. Thank you, though, for that.
James, it says, John, do you think rock in satellite radio has a looser, less corporate format than traditional radio?
I like satellite. I like XM Sirius a lot. There's a few of their guys that sound like their grandparents because they are. Who was the guy? Is his name Earl Bailey? Earl Bailey is an amazing announcer, but he also sounds like he's 100 years old. But he comes up with stuff. I love the who's the boss jockey guys from the 70s channels. I think there's a couple of them, and I love that kind of announcing. But I kind of like Earl Bailey's information more because he's kind of got this kind of broadcasting, almost Asperger's-y sort of delivery. But he is, those kind of guys, the love-hate guys, I tend to go towards them because he intrigues me, a guy like that. But his voice is a little different for me.
Alex says, you guys are a lovely couple.
Thanks.
The loveliness is shining off her, hitting me in the side of the head. What?
James says, saw Burton Cummings in America after Dan Peake left.
With America?
And America after Dan Peake
left. Yeah. Miss Dan Peake. I like those. I like Hideaway. Those last 2 albums that he released with them. They didn't have hits, and I really liked them. Well, Today's Today was on one of them.
So, Gennaro says, who do you think will win for the Best Picture at the Academy Awards on March 27th?
Oh,
I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah. I put it on my Facebook. From the Hollywood Reporter, they had little boxes of all the main people. And I kind of thought, well, I don't even know, have we seen any one of those movies? Sure, good in rock and roll, not very good in movies.
What?
What's wrong with those guys? What's that movie you just watched about the guy that was crazy? He wanted to kill the whole damn family. That was that. It was on Netflix? Or
yes, I can't remember what the movie was called.
Yeah, that was kooky. When the guy, this was the cliche of 70s TV detective movies. They're going, no, I didn't do that. I would never do that. And finally, some guy like Columbo or something will go, oh, yeah, well, we got this. And he goes, yeah, it was me. That's right. I'm crazy. And I'm going, what the hell just happened? They're going nuts.
This guy in this movie, an English dude, was acting that way at the end of the movie, and Ben Affleck's brother was hitting him back, hitting him, and he was going, ha ha ha. I'm going, what? No one does that in real life. Hit me some more.
Alex is asking, have you ever met Eddie Van Halen?
No. I can't say that I've ever tried to meet him. I don't think so. Never saw them in concert. I did like them. I liked their first and their. Well, I like 1984. I love their first album. I love when Sammy Hagar got in the band. OU812 is a great album. The second one with Sammy. I like that one.
Sonia says, hey, happy Friday. I finally
Sonia.
caught you too early in your live feed.
Sonia's the lady you see, the blonde, beautiful lady you see at the end of our videos. We're changing the end now. But in a lot of our videos, pretty girl.
Carrie says, hey, kids.
Kids.
Big hello to Danica from Gennaro.
Thank you.
Danica's doing well.
Well, she has severe OCD, and lately she's been. I've had to do all my interviews in this little small room. It's a little yoga room. You couldn't do much more in this room. It's so teeny. But I've had to do all my interviews in here because, except Steve Hackett, I did it outside.
Because she's very particular.
And she sometimes screams out loud and runs through the house. But we're trying to help her. We're trying to help her a little bit. So it's all good.
Dwayne says, would you interview Eric Burden?
Yes, of course. I was trying last year, and I'm not sure what happened. The messenger was lost, the person in between that was hooking us up. So that didn't turn out very good. But there's just so many.
So Gennaro says, what will you do to surprise Shannon for Valentine's Day? Yes, what shall you do?
Okay. Shannon only wants one thing. What is that, Shannon? There's no trick to this. You don't have to.
A massage.
A massage.
That's
all she ever wants.
That's it.
I used to do massage. I think that's the only reason she dated me. We used to say Shannon would do anything for a massage.
That was the only reason why I dated you.
That's right. Yeah. So
that's the reason why I'm still here for the massage.
For the massage. Shannon's received more massages than any other human being on the earth. And almost every day a foot massage, almost every day. But yeah, you had a lot. So I'm happy. Oh, we got some long ones coming in. Look at that.
Dwayne, John, your take of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What is your take on it?
I've stopped. What creates pain, not accepting what is. That is just what they are. They're not going to change. It's a money making organization. No, I'm not on the voting committee. That they pick genres that influence or led to rock and roll. Every year, people go nuts about the rappers. I don't mind rap. I don't love it. Never bought a rap album in my life, but I let it be what it is, because every year the other side of the argument is I don't watch the Grammys or the American Music Awards or the MTV Music Awards or video or whatever they're called, because I just get angry, right? But I also don't watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I usually find, I don't know, it's almost like we all know too much about the organization, right? But I accept who they are, and I make an announcement once a year for the nominees and once a year for the winners, and I talk to a lot of people who are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame about them. So I think I answered that.
Yeah. Fraser J, hi.
Hi, Fraser J.
Hey guys, hope you're both okay. Yes, we are. John, what's your fave 3 drummers? Mine are Weckl, Porcaro, and Chambers.
We have a picture. Oh, I just had that picture.
Yeah.
Chase with Dave Weckl.
Yeah.
Dave Weckl was so impressed with Chase. He let Chase get into the drum workshop when Chase was 4 years? He was 4 years too young.
He barely sat on the seat and was able to reach. He was very cute.
And but
we've got pictures of that.
Yeah, we have pictures. We have pictures of Dave Weckl with his hands behind Chase like this, and a couple other pictures. And he signed his picture. So Chase went to a Dave Weckl drum workshop, like when you all had to play. And Chase they all had to perform something, and Chase performed 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, the Steve Gadd drumming, and Weckl toured with Paul Simon after that, and he had told them, and he said, hey, first of all, that's really well done for your age. And Chase always hated when someone says for your age, but he was right. Chase had it all down completely. He had it all down, but he was playing it too rough. He didn't have finesse to it, but he had all the parts down.
Bob says, I'm going...
Sorry, I have to answer the question.
Oh, good.
I would say Vinny Colaiuta is in top 3. Oh God, it's so hard. I like Jerry Mercer of April Wine. I know that a lot of people say what, but he was just a power drummer. I love that. I like Roger Pope of Elton John Band, Nigel Olsson of Elton John Band, and I like Simon Phillips is my favorite drummer of all time. But thank you. Sorry, Shan.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. Bob says, going to see Lindsey Buckingham in April and meet him before the show.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Tell him to let me interview him. No, I'm just joking.
Jeffrey, Shannon, are you or have you been in broadcasting? Your voice quality sounds like it. I have not.
I've always loved her voice.
But thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
One of the things I noticed about Shannon when I first met her is I loved I just never met someone where I loved her voice so much. I just said, my God, she's got a beautiful voice. And there are other things I will not mention on this broadcast.
What the heck?
It's a family show, ladies and gentlemen.
What is your favorite rock and roll love song because of Valentine's Day?
We don't celebrate that kind of stuff because I told Shannon a long time ago, I said, listen, if you want to do Valentine's, we'll do Valentine's.
You know what we actually celebrate? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
We always celebrate the first day that we met. And that's what we always say. So it's March 18th, and it was 97.
Yeah.
And we always talk about and we even, of all things, that's the very first day that we met. We even forget our wedding anniversary.
July 24th?
Thank God for Facebook.
July 24th?
Something like that. Because Facebook will bring it up, or people will start wishing us a happy anniversary. But we always, the first day we met, that's sort of what...
When I saw her, and my friend said, you got to meet this girl. She's so sweet. She's beautiful. She's kind, blah, blah, blah. I remember the first thing I thought, and I've said this many times on this broadcast, all I thought to myself, and I'm not a religious guy. I do believe in God, but I'm not a really religious guy. And I just said, God, please let it be her. Please. I'll never ask for you anything. Please let it be her. And she said, I'm going to dial 911 now. What?
Pretty much. DRMWVR. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Great interview with Randy Bachman.
Thank you.
Bob says, he used to hang out with Eddie Van Halen all the time on tour. Great guy.
There's a story about Eddie Van Halen in this interview that we'll be putting up in the next few days, which will make you cry. That's all I'll say. Randy Bachman.
Glenn Warner, hello from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Hi. I once knew a person that pronounced it Baton Rouge, but it's one of the two people in this room. And it's not me.
No, it's one of the pictures on the wall or something?
Someone had written it down, and she didn't know they were meaning, I mean, she knew how to say that. She kept going, what's this person's name? And I'm going, no, that's not a person's name. They're talking about where they're from, but she knew how to pronounce it. She just...
Paul. Hi, John and Shannon. What do you think of Sting selling his back catalog of work for a lot of millions?
Good for him.
I've met Eric Burden when he played his hometown, Newcastle.
I grew up in Newcastle.
Upon Tyne, he was cool.
In Canada, the Newcastle in Canada. I was just there today. Totally different Newcastles. Elton John mentioned Newcastle in one of his songs. I forget what it was.
The Dilts Brothers. John, how is it possible
David Knopfler
couldn't afford the 1,500 plane fare to
I don't think he said,
production?
Did he say he couldn't afford it? He was disappointed with me, he said, because I made it a lot about his brother, the interview. And I just said I didn't mean it to do that way, but I says I got to get people to come to the channel. And so basically that's what my job is. I always have to look at titles. I don't do clickbait as much as my cohorts who do this kind of stuff. But I really should, because I'd make a lot more money. Because if you look at the hits that we're getting, they're normal kind of garden variety hits for a channel. But if we just went very salacious with some of the things that people say, we get a lot more hits. Like when Bill Champlin said that Chicago treated me like that word, I should have made that the headline of the story, but I wouldn't do that to Bill Champlin. I'm not going to say that. He said it. And then some other YouTuber took it and went with it. And didn't even give me credit for interviewing Bill Champlin. I remember, oh, come on.
Alex says, hi guys from Dilts Brothers Band. John, in your experienced opinion, doesn't Henry Dilts belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, they have put other people outside of rock and rollers in there. I think he should be. I think he will be in there. I think it's a question. He's a great interview. Really, really a wonderful human being and just a guy. I mean, one of his best friends is Jerry Beckley. He told me, I said, who are the people that you still hang out with a lot? He says, Jerry Beckley of America. The guy who sang a lot of the songs. Sister Golden Hair. So, yeah, Daisy Jane. That great song, 1960, from Silent Letter. Oh, I love that song.
William says, hey, your July anniversary couple just like us.
Oh, is that right? Cool.
There's a few of us out there.
Yeah, my ex-wife and her husband went to our wedding. Shannon gets along with Lynn really, really well. Yeah.
Orbitson, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum in Cleveland is too small for classic rock artists, let alone for adding in rap and country acts.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never been there. So that's good to know. I didn't realize that. By the way, before anybody asks me, I am trying to get Ann and Nancy Wilson. They're not touring together right now, or they won't be. I am trying to get both of them separately, of course. So people have asked me almost every time we've been on. Of course, I'd love to chat with them, especially Ann. I love Ann Wilson.
Wes says, good evening, John and Shannon. Your wife are awesome. Thanks for the channel. And Mark 187, have you interviewed Seal? I read he's going on tour, and I do like Seal.
I don't know if Seal would do well on this channel though, because whenever we do newer, more pop or R&B artists, what's that song from Batman? That Kiss from a Rose? No, that was the other one. Kiss from a Rose was one. There's another one though from some that I really like. But anyway, I bought his first album when it came out. Crazy, gotta be a little crazy.
Glenda says, hi guys, I think Hal Blaine is the greatest drummer.
Hal Blaine.
Hal Blaine. He's made lots of great music.
Yeah, some people say he's done more than anybody else. John J.R. Robinson, who we had on this channel, great interview, by the way. J.R. was great. Some people say he's the most recorded drummer, but I think Hal Blaine might be. I never asked John J.R. about that. I should have. We talked a lot about Shaka Khan, and he was in love with Shaka Khan, he said. A lot of us were in love with Shaka Khan.
Dwayne says Henry Dilts is a great photographer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what he's known for. He was a musician, known as a musician first, and he was the official photographer for Woodstock and the first Crosby, Stills and Nash album, Doors Hotel, oh my God. James Taylor.
Gennaro says, who was the first female solo rocker?
I don't know. Never really thought about it. Who was it, folks? Janice Joplin. First one I bought would have been Janice Joplin. Yeah, I think personally, it would have been, I was enthralled by Janice Joplin when I first heard her.
Floyd the Barber, happy Friday, Shannon and John. Hey, what a great interview with Randy Bachman.
Thank you.
Where does he rank among your all-time interviews?
Well, Randy just makes it easy, right? A lot of people say, oh, great work, John. I mean, obviously, I'm a research pig, and I did a lot of research for this interview, and I was ready. And I've interviewed him twice before. And I'm crazy about Canadian history of rock and roll. I used to syndicate a show across Canada called the Cross Canada Report. It was all Canadian content, all Canadian musicians. So I spent a lot of time in that genre. But he makes it easy because he's got his stories down pat. Burton once, a few times has said that his memory's not as good as he thinks it is, but you ask the question, you get the answer.
We're talking about your first female solo rocker. We've got Leslie Gore, Joan Jett, Lita Ford,
Well, I wouldn't call.
Benatar.
I don't know if I call Leslie Gore a rocker, but then we get into that, right? We get into that kind of stuff. Lita Ford, yeah.
Wanda Jackson, Joplin.
The Runaways. But I think even before that, I look at Janice Joplin for me personally.
Rock Child of the 60s. Did you see the post on Mike Reno's Facebook today announcing a tour with Styx? And they have Donnie and Tommy and what's his face?
No, I didn't see it. I was out of town today. I was like an hour and a half away, visiting my mom. Look at the video before this one. It's basically me in my high school bedroom, exploring my high school bedroom. It's weird. Dawn, we both know my ex-girlfriend, my high school sweetheart. Dawn and I talk about once a week, but we never talk about ourselves because we're so beyond that. And if we were both single, we would not be dating each other. But she said, by the way, did you go to Miramichi? And I said, well, I'm here now. And I sent her a picture of the wall. The very same picture, actually, that's being used there. And she's, oh my God, it's the wall. Because, of course, when we were dating, we'd be hanging around my bedroom.
Fraser J. John, have you heard the Simon Phillips solo material Protocol?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was having, Simon had told me, he must have changed numbers because he hasn't got back to me. Because he hasn't even opened the message that I sent him because I wanted to talk to him again. But maybe I'll try again. He's a hard guy to pin down. Our first interview took a lot of wrangling. Not because he didn't want to do it. He was just busy.
Gennaro, how about Dusty Springfield as a first female solo rocker?
Dusty Springfield is a great one, yeah. And, of course, you played with Pet Shop Boys, remember?
And Sonia says Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Oh, yeah.
Was one of the first rock women.
She'd be it. And a lot of people saying, why was she, nominated? I'm going, hey, go back and listen to her stuff. That girl had an edge, man. Yeah.
Teddy. Hi, Teddy. Do you think
Hey, Teddy.
Chicago will replace Lou Pardini? Hi, guys from New York City.
I don't know if they will. Lou Pardini's brother was the one, or cousin, or somebody who was the one that put that documentary together for Chicago. Lou Pardini had a solo album that we used to play when I was doing smooth jazz for a little while, and it was just sensational. I remember going, who is this guy? Every song is just killer. He's had a few albums, so I'm not sure which one it's called.
Sue says, hi, John and Shan.
Hey.
Saw your video earlier. Love your wall. It's so cool. Isn't it
Thank
cool?
you.
I remember that when I first went to see his mom's place in 2012. And was it 2012? Before that I went.
I don't know what I did 5 minutes ago.
But it was pretty damn impressive. And the impressive thing is when you close the door, he had the felts where it lights up, the wall lights up. So
It's also fluorescent paint.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. It was, I think she let me kiss her cheek that day. What?
David says, how about an interview with Bob Jackson, who played with Badfinger and the Fortunes? He always answers my emails.
Really?
Nice guy.
Really? Yeah, that'd be cool. The list is so long, and we have all the time in the world, and then we don't, right? Because of how long are we going to have these people around with us? That's crazy. We're losing a lot.
Floyd says, hey, have you ever interviewed Gary Brooker?
No, I'd like to. I had a chance to years ago, and I forget what happened. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's too long ago. There's so many. If I could probably make a longer list of people that we were supposed to interview and never got a chance to. Remember I said Roger Moore, James Bond, he was supposed to come into the radio station because he was being white-hatted, which is something to do with big celebrities in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And he was going to come in. I'm going, wow, Roger Moore's coming in? He's not going to come in. They said, no, he's coming in. Well, he never came in.
Kevin says, hey, I know you're into rock, but would you rate the Bee Gees?
I love the Bee Gees. They're in my wall. You know, that if you look at the video I just put up before that, there's a lot of pop bands on that wall that are not rock.
Yeah, they were a great part of my era. Love them.
Mm-hmm. You love Saturday Night Fever. I still think, I remember people thinking Night Fever was better than Staying Alive. I'm going, what are you, crazy?
Staying Alive is so much better.
Or people liking other songs outside of Human Nature or Billie Jean on Thriller. I'm going, come on. But, you know, how can you do that to someone? They like what they like. You know, that's the way it goes.
Brandon says, hi from Sydney, Australia.
Hey.
On your rock and roll wall in your room, have you got Genesis? I couldn't see it.
I don't know if I have Genesis. Oh, no, I got to them too late. You know, I'm afraid to say...
I'm going to say no. I don't think I've seen Genesis on
No,
there.
I'm afraid to say that I didn't get into... The first Genesis album I ever bought was in Then There Were Three. And it was in 78. And I'm afraid to say that I got into Genesis really, really late. I'd heard them before, but it was the Peter Gabriel stage. And I don't know what album it would have been because So yeah, I bought, and then there were three, and by then the wall had already been done. I'm pretty sure it's not on there. It might be on the bottom. I don't think so though. And Toto's not on there. People go, what? Supertramp is, but I got into Supertramp in 75, I think it was. Yeah.
David May is asking, I know Richie Furay. Do you think you would have a venue for him to play in Moncton?
I know nothing about venues in Moncton, and I never really got involved with that kind of stuff. Who's asking that?
David May.
It'd be great to do something with him here. I don't know. You have to. I don't think I would know. I'm not really from here. We moved here because house prices were good. We tried to move where my mother lives, but they were price gouging at the time. The town that I grew up, where that wall is, on the video before this one.
So we had full intentions of coming to New Brunswick because John's from here, and of course for his aging mom, and we wanted to be right in the same town she was, but prices were crazy, so we just came an hour out. So we still are able to go back and forth. It works out well for us. So it was a great move, but how we sort of planned everything to go didn't quite work out that way. So
Well
that's
said.
life, right? So that's how it goes.
But we love our house. It's a really nice house. We've always wanted a walkout basement. We have that. Excuse me. Long day.
Pookie's asking, John, have you ever interviewed Shadow Stevens?
No. We used to play a Shadow Stevens show at K-Lite, my first radio station. And we used to not steal his bits, because I never believed in doing that, but we tried to get inspiration from his bits. I'm getting tired of it.
Paul, greetings from Liverpool. R.I.P. Ian McDonald.
Yeah. Just heard that. I was gone all day, so I didn't do a thing on him.
Do you remember a Canadian music show from the 1960s called Let's Go? I don't.
Yes. But it was before my time. So I heard about it quite a bit after.
XOXO Bob, hi at Rock History Music from Florida. Do you guys...
Sorry, I had to interrupt you. That's the one Randy Bachman was talking about. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you guys like New Wave?
Not really, a little bit.
I get to...
You like what you like.
Dave, hello from warm South Florida. Finally, have you watched any Olympics? Hopefully Canada and the U.S. play for the gold medal in both men's and women's hockey. Canada looks really good.
Yeah. I haven't watched any Olympics whatsoever. None.
Brandon says, lastly, if you get an opportunity, delve into the New Zealand band Split Ends and see if you can get in touch with founding member Phil Judd, as he is full of interesting stories.
Split Ends, I'm familiar with Split Ends because, of course, they crossed over, right? Someone give us a big super chat, though.
Tortoro Porco, thank you. Fabulous interview with Randy Bachman. The fact that he learned guitar from Lenny Bro is incredible.
Yeah, Lenny Bro was one of the, and by the way, thank you for the donation. That's very kind.
Thank you.
Lenny Bro was just one of those guys that he started following around, and at one point in the interview, you heard he told him, go get a Chet Atkins album. And then he said he thought Chet Atkins was a genre. And she said, no, you mean Chet Atkins, not Chet Atkins. And it's funny. It's a great interview.
He just piped in and says Split Ends is new wave, though.
Yeah, they're an exception. In the early '80s, there were a lot of exceptions to that band, to that thing. But wasn't a
huge fan of new wave. But there's exceptions to that for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in the early '80s that were doing that.
Peter says, hi there. Hello from Halifax, Nova Scotia. John,
Hey.
who's your all-time favorite drummer? If you got to pick one. I know there's a couple you were floating out there.
Simon Phillips. All around. By the way, love Halifax. Haven't been there in a long time. I was stuck at an airport for a day. So I just got out of the airport and I told a cab driver to drive me around. And he did. So that's my extent of being in Halifax. We're going to go this summer. Love Halifax.
Fraser J says, I love how Steely Dan is on your wall. What genre would you say they were? Rock, pop, jazz, R&B?
Well, they weren't rock. I mean, that's reeling in the years. I mean, it's kind of like a rock and pop feel. But everyone puts everything in rock. I mean, people say, why'd you call it rock history music? Well, that's just what I'm doing. Oh.
Thank you, Christopher. We appreciate the donation. Just because.
Aw.
So sweet.
That's nice of you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Whenever we get a donation, we put it towards advertising. When this channel certainly needs that. And yeah, appreciate it. Very nice of you. Oh,
just going down here. Sorry.
We're going to wrap things up soon.
All right. Just want to make sure I don't.
Shannon's going to look at the wine bottle and put it back in. Shannon drinks a bottle of wine last Shannon. That's maybe why she looks so young. Over a month.
Seba Prince, Feely. Hey, John, I'm not having such a good day. I just heard that one of my friends named Roger, who is 42, got into a car accident in Westport, Connecticut. I don't want to lose them. We're childhood friends. So sorry.
I'm really sorry. That's such a shock. You wake up in the morning, you never expect something like that to happen. You know, you expect all your friends to still be there at the end of the night or still be safe at the end of the night. No one ever expects this. And it's good that we don't expect this because you don't want to go run around like that. But I'm really, really sorry.
Sorry.
God, we've lost so many people. So many people have been injured, whether by COVID or something else and age. And so, again, I'm sorry.
Brian says, hey, love the interview with Ian Anderson. John, what do you think of their new album?
I like it. I like it. I like the fact that every album has its own feel to it. And that's kind of why. He didn't want us to ask about the songs, by the way. That's why we didn't ask about specific songs. He sent us a little preamble on every song and why they didn't release an album. It was just basically a PR kind of thing of why they didn't release an album. He just wanted to talk. And he smiled a lot in this interview. And he pulled a sort of Steve Hackett thing. He says, nice to see you again, John. You know, and I'm going, oh, he remembers me. That's nice.
Floyd says, hey, are either of you fans of Tears for Fears? Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Love the new music. And, Seeds of Love. That was a great album. And then Elemental, when Roland Orzabal was by himself, to me, that's the best one. Even though Kurt Smith, I love his contributions. But that just happened to be the album that I was going through a breakup. I needed something. And, it filled a void.
Average Joe 44. Any opinion on Toto not even getting a sniff from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
They will in a few years. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. I hope Luke is still around. It would be Bobby Kimball's not in shape to perform with them, so he can't. I'm hoping Steve Porcaro and Luke have made amends. David Paich is still in the fold as a musical director or guiding light. He's recording a solo album. David Hungate's retired. Jeff Porcaro's dead. Mike Porcaro's dead. Fergie Frederiksen is dead. Joseph Williams is very much alive and sounds better than he's ever sounded. I probably forgot a few people in there.
Janao says, love your show. Thank you. David says, great seafood in Shediac, Leo's. I'm gonna write that down right
I just drove by Shediac on the way from Miramichi. Who said that?
David made.
Oh, thank you. I love seafood. Shannon, not as much, but she's getting into
favorite wine, Surfer Boy. My favorite wine, I like Orvieto. Is kind of my
Italian,
favorite.
Right?
It is, and it's one of my favorites that I like. It's a little on the sweeter side, but not too sweet. Rock Child of the 60s. I enjoyed the Ian Anderson interview.
Thank you.
JT Shark, I like The Wall from Your Mother's House.
Thanks. I'm glad some people watched it. I was so proud. I forget about that I've done that, you know. And I got a guy said, "Oh, I guess you enjoyed rock and roll." And I'm going, "What? You think I made up my past? No, it's go on the internet. It's all there." I mean,
John says, hey, thanks to the Randy Bachman interview, one of my favorites.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
JT Shark, Tears for Fears was supposed to be just recording a studio band, but their record company made them go on tour.
They are, I think, and I still think they sound amazing, which is not as rare as you think. I like the Who's latest stuff. I love Toto's new stuff. Yes, not as much, but I enjoyed it. I love everything Steve Hackett does. I just love it. And Noel from Steve Hackett's Small Creeps Day, Noel McCalla, his new album is just phenomenal. Just loved it so much. And Steve Hackett and I talked about it, right? We got to wrap things up.
Yes, a couple more here.
Okay.
Where would the first Chicago Transit Authority album rank for you?
I loved it. I love the fact that I remember being quite young and thinking, oh, a double album. And they've released a few double albums. I still think it sounds really, really good. It was the first one that I really got into. I got it years after it was released. Then I went into the other albums. But it was the first one I bought, if I remember correctly.
Rock Child of the 60s. Your mom is a saint for keeping your artwork around for all these years, John.
Yeah. She keeps the door open so every service worker, anybody who comes in, because it's really bright, says, what is that? And then finally I told my mom, I says, Mom, not that my sister or my brother, I don't talk to my sister, but my brothers and I are very close. Not that they would ever do anything to that wall, but Mom, you're 87 years old. If something would happen suddenly, I wouldn't want to scrounge around and to get my wall. I'd rather just get it while you're still alive. And she says, by all means, So this summer we're going to make a big video out of it. We're going to bring it there's a far bedroom down there. We're going to bring it in that room.
The Dreamer's Life said, I would love to interview you at Rock History. A lot of my friends love this channel.
Oh, good. Yeah, sure. Do you have a podcast or a thingamajiggy? A thingamajiggy is what you need. You don't got no thingamajiggy.
Thanks, John Shen. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Surfer Boy. Shediac, Fisherman's Paradise.
Yeah.
David says.
Thank you, David. We're going to check it out. We're looking forward to traveling this summer. Oh, we miss it so much. Coming here, and we've met all our neighbors. They're really, really nice. You can't walk on the street in this neighborhood without someone saying hi to you.
It's been such a nice welcome for us here since moving here last year. The people are so incredibly friendly here.
They'll do your yard.
That's one thing they always said moving to this province, that people are very friendly, and yeah, it's been really great for us. So.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Oh, I had a little pen. I'm using a little pen.
Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to next Friday.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Bye.